My name's David Black from Essex. I am a Elvis tribute impersonator, and I do it for a full-time job. Yes. And how did I start?
Yeah.
Not doing Elvis or the actual industry, the actual entertainment
How did you
business.
start in entertainment first?
When I was young, when I was a kid, I'd done drama when I was at school. Always had the fascination of going onto the stage. Not necessarily Elvis. I used to do impersonations. I wanted to do acting. I wanted to be a comedian. When I was younger, obviously I'm a bit younger than you are, so my idols, so the people that I enjoyed going to watch at the theatre were like Jim Davidson and Freddie Starr. Freddie Starr obviously was a fantastic entertainer, comedian. Also done impersonations. Also done Elvis. Yeah, it started when I was younger, but I always had the dream when I was a kid that uh, I want to go on stage and I want to get paid for it. Nothing really happened when I was younger, apart from winning competitions. I then worked for myself in the markets as a market trader. Um, that went a bit naughty because of the recession in the late 90s. Ended up joining London Buses. I worked there for 20 years. Worked my way up to a senior controller. I never, at the back, always had the back of my mind, would still love to go on stage, but never really thought, because I'm not deluded. You've got to, although you've got the ability, you've got to have an act. It just so happened I went to Las Vegas in the mid 2000s. I've been there a few times. And there's this show called Legends in Concert. Legends in Concert has all the different tribute acts, impersonators, your Dolly Partons, Tom Jones, Rod Stewart's. This fella's come out who's done Elvis, and he was fantastic. And the crowd seemed to warm to him the most. And I thought, wow, that's a good act. I could always do his voice. So I thought, wow, I'd love to be able to do that one day. 2018, it was my friend's 50th surprise birthday party. And his wife, like, said, come in, message me. And I said, just as a joke, would you like me to do a bit of Elvis? And she goes, yeah. And I wasn't sure whether she was like having a joke with me or being no. So I spoke to her. So I went out and bought a cheap costume, cheap bits and pieces. And got to remember, I haven't been on stage for, wow, that time, over 25 years. So you never lose it. It's a bit like swimming. Yeah, I don't swim every day, but I can swim. If you push me in, I'll splash about a bit, but I can do enough to get myself out of trouble and I'll start swimming again. So you never actually lose that ability to go on stage. But obviously, it's very rusty. Um, uh, uh, I could see people liked it, so I just thought to myself, um, I need to do this properly. I need to go take proper singing lessons. I need to go and buy a proper suit, wig, to try to make it look as best as I possibly can. But the actual goal was always to have a credible act, um, to get paid to do it and entertain people. Good.
It sounds good. Sounds
Yeah,
brilliant.
that give you some sort of insight.
Really good,
You
yeah.
know. Yeah. So yeah, that was my thing. Call me a bit. You know, when I these are just opinions of mine and observations. So I'm not judgmental at all. Yeah. Everyone does things for different, for their own reason and good luck to them. But I was under the opinion, well, you have to understand, my mum, when she was alive, was an Elvis fan. Now, there's different levels. Obviously, I can see behind you've got loads of Elvis memorabilia, which is fantastic. If that's your thing, that's brilliant. My mum loved Elvis, but we didn't have no. She never went and raided the Graceland gift shop to have stuff around the house. She just had like loads of LPs and CDs, but she was an Elvis fan. As I said, obviously I've heard of Elvis Presley beforehand. I knew he was big, but it's not until I come over to like dip my toe that I realised how big he actually was. Now I was under the impression that all these acts you see were doing it for the same reasons. You build up an act, you make it credible, you go and entertain, you go and get paid. Obviously, as I said to you, my observation is, if you do that, there's a lot that do it because they just enjoy putting on the syrup and putting on the jumpsuit, and they're fans and they want to sing Elvis, which is not a problem. I said I'm not being judgmental. That's just the observation I've seen. No different to when I've been to the United States. I've been to Disney World. They had a Star Wars weekend. No different to people my age dressing up as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker. If that's your thing, happy days, no problem. You know, the only thing what I've observed with it is it's like anything in life. Anything that goes too extreme, whether it be drinking, smoking, eating, religion, then becomes a little bit unhealthy. And again, just an observation. It can, especially with social media, it can be a bit toxic when it gets too extreme. What I mean by that is, I call it the Jesus effect. Yeah, this is no offense to people this is no offense to people, Christians. You know, hardcore Christians, especially in the United States, they will have their belief, their perception of what Jesus would look like. So if you walk into a church in the United States, he's going to have blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah, it looks like he just come off of any speech. Well, obviously, if the man existed, that's not the case because the fella was born in the Middle East. More likely, he had dark skin, brown eyes, and black curly hair. You know, that's probably the more realistic look of what that particular person would look like. Same with Elvis. Yeah, I mean, everyone can see the same YouTube clips, DVDs, CDs, but these people, they get their perception of what their God should be like, and it then becomes a delusion when they start believing they know the person and speaking on his behalf. That's when you start getting into the toxic, crazy elements of it. So if you don't live up to these people's perception of what their God looks like, that's when the insults come. But, that's how I look at it is I play the game of the law of averages. As long as the majority of people like what you're doing, you'll always be all right. And obviously, proof, I go by proof, facts. Facts are facts. If I am doing something and I'm getting paid, I work and I'm booked every single weekend, obviously I must be doing something people like. They're just the facts. Yeah, that's not be blowing my own trumpet or being big-headed. That's with anything. If you're being booked every weekend for whatever you're doing, you're getting paid for it, you must be doing something what they like. So really my act, I try to appeal to more for the general public rather than the purist. Yeah? Think about it. If you're going to be real accurate, Elvis died at 42. Well, I'm 53. So I'm 11 years older. Yeah, I don't resemble anything like Elvis whatsoever. Obviously, you do your best when you dress up to give that smoke and mirrors illusion. You do your best to sound similar and act. And if people like my impersonation, I'm grateful because, as I said, there's hundreds, if not thousands, do this act. I'm not doing a magic trick no one's seen before. If someone likes it, I'm very grateful. Good?
Good. I think if there's supply and demand for it, it's definitely
100%.
something to do.
Yeah, 100%. Of course. Yeah. As I said to you, it's like anything. It's like I never ever believed, Molly, that I'd go back on the stage because don't get me wrong, I can act. I could do lots of different things. Yeah, so it's not necessarily. See, what you have to remember, again, just as an observation, some of these guys and girls, they'll tell you, "Oh, I was an Elvis, but as I come out of the womb, I was doing Jailhouse Rock." Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. I wasn't a big, massive Elvis fan where all my life I wanted to be Elvis. And again, that is probably why I did well, because I've got no emotional attachment. I'm only interested in putting on a show and giving the public the best entertainment. So what I'm saying is I can study him through my ability because I've done stage work before. Whereas a lot of these people are fans, yeah. Because you're a fan of someone, yeah, and you enjoy putting on the gear and singing his songs, doesn't mean to say you're going to be any good at it. That's just logical. It's a bit like I said to you before. My passion, I love football. I'm a massive, this is my house, I'm a West Ham fan, yeah? I can't turn up down the London Stadium in the East End of London with my boots and my socks and my shin pads, knock on the door and say, big West Ham fan, give me a game, because I laugh at me. Yeah, that's why I'm a fan, because I'm not good enough to play. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the only what I've noticed with this. Where you get, again, not being judgmental, you'll get a situation where you go to events where there's people do it for professionally, and people just do it as a fan, but they're both mixing on stage. Does that devalue the impersonation or tribute act? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah? You know, again, not being judgmental. Everyone, listen, I don't knock anyone. There's everything you do in life, there's going to be levels. Yeah? From the very best down to the very bottom. I don't knock. I mean, I can't bear it where, and again, when people use the expression, Elvis would turn in his grave. This is an insult to Elvis. Yeah? Really? Again, you don't know the person. Yeah? You can't speak on someone's behalf. I'd have much more respect for the person saying, I think you're crap. Not Elvis would think you're crap. I think you're crap. Because you make yourself more deluded when you believe that you're speaking on behalf of the actual man himself. If you believe that someone's crap, fair enough, fair play. I mean, I'm just talking about all sorts. I mean, we live in a different society now where people forget what it's like to have a smack in the mouth. That's why then you've got keyboard warriors and they can sit in their little bedroom, you know, tower block in the middle of nowhere, writing out what filth and abuse they like. That's life. But that comes with the territory, yeah? I'm putting myself on offer like hundreds of thousands of others. So, you know, if you put yourself on offer, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's life. I mean, I didn't realise, especially within this so-called, you've got to remember, as I said to you, there's two sides of this, yeah? You've got the whole world, the general public, where I try to appeal, because that's, to me, the bigger picture is the general public. And you've got fantasy world, yeah, where it's more of a cult, yeah, where, as I said, people believe they're important, speaking on behalf of the Presley, yeah, like these events. Not knocking them, supply and demand, fantastic, yeah. You know, when I was sort of unknown, Dave Black, he's a lovely guy. As soon as Dave Black, it just happened because I went on the television, I was in the national newspapers. As soon as Dave Black put his head above the parapet, yeah, he's not following the 10 Commandments of Elvis world, yeah, because in Elvis world, the idea is to get known you have to go to these events and win competitions. Well, I've just blown that theory out of the water because I'm probably, to the general public, I'm well known than anyone who's won a competition, because only people in Elvis world would know what a competition is. But everyone in the real world knows what ITV is and knows what a front page of national newspapers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, so I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm just a logical person. But it was amazing. Again, I will not get involved with social media wars, Facebook wars. Someone's got something nasty to say. That's up to you, because it's not going to affect me. It don't affect me, because I said to you, why do I care what Miriam Scunthorpe thinks when ITV think I'm the greatest? Yeah, because they pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miriam Scunthorpe, don't matter. Yeah, that's your opinion. Think it's no good, no problem. So I didn't realise, as I said, until I went on the telly and I was on the national newspapers, the hatred that, you know, I'm thinking, wow, you're taking this way out of context. Again, maybe it's because I've got no emotional attachment to the Presley. Yeah. And I see it, as I said, because I only see it as it's light entertainment. That's all it is. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. I believe it's light entertainment. But some people said they see it because you don't live up to their perception of their God. They get offended by it. You're taking it far too seriously. And as I said, I did have a lot of, on this morning, a woman started up a hate campaign. There was people sort of what you call big names in the Elvis world, but not in the real world, because I said in the real world they wouldn't even know who they are. But big name getting the needle. Why? Why? Yeah, why? Trust me, there is no such thing. Again, I'm being just an observation. There's no such thing as an Elvis brotherhood. That's all rubbish. Everyone, they might say they're not. Everyone's in it for the same reason. Yeah, to earn as much as they can. However, when it comes to that, is what happens is when certain people are getting more work than others, people are not. They start believing, because everyone believes they're better than they actually are. Remember that. Everyone believes they're better than they are. You get a situation where it gives them a needle. I'm better than him. How comes he's getting all that work? Well, obviously you're not, are you? Or you're doing something wrong. See, what you have to remember, Molly, it's all about marketing. Everything is about how you market yourself. Yeah? And again, I'm doing the same act as everybody else. Everybody else. Again, there's good, different, there's bad. However, I try to, in order to be successful, you have to separate yourself from all the clones and give yourself a different image to everyone else. Otherwise, you just get lost in the crowd and just become another also-ran. The majority of people are also-rans because they believe if they keep going to all these events, yeah, keep being seen with certain people, it's good for their act. Nah. Always been a lone trader. You know, so from a business perspective, I see what I'm up against, and you just have to market yourself differently.
Well, it's good that you can support yourself, and if it's just you.
Oh yeah, because what happens is it becomes mafioso then, doesn't it? Because the thing is, we have to remember, whether you believe someone, again, whether you're good, bad, or indifferent, as I said, the general public, you gotta have self-belief. The general public decide whether something's any. I'm generalizing any act, yeah, comedian, magician, singer, dancer, actor, not just necessarily the general public decide whether it's any good or not you or me. You just do your best and have self-belief that you're putting on whatever you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's the general public decide whether it's any good or not.
Definitely.
And that's the reality. Yeah. So, as I said, when people get the needle that some people are getting more work than others, or they're not getting no work, instead of blaming the world, have a look in the mirror. Maybe you're not as good as you really think you are, or you need to change something. Yeah.
I do think advertising and social media is such a good advantage point now. You know, for getting yourself gigs and selling yourself as an act, kind of showcasing what you do.
It's still how you market yourself. You see, what I'm saying is, unfortunately, a lot of these acts, if you can call them that, will only put on the Halloween costume. They'll only put the syrup on and the jumpsuit at events. So they are relying, which is great, because I said the people that run the events, fantastic, good luck to them because they're taking a big risk and they deserve to earn as much as they can. Yeah, because without these promoters, these people that get off on dressing up as the Presley will never ever get the opportunity to sing or perform. You know? So again, but it gives everyone's ideology. Me personally, yeah, I didn't lay out all that money on singing lessons and costumes and wigs. I don't get off on putting the gear on for nothing. To me, it's just a pure job.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I enjoy it. I love it. Yeah, because it's an enjoyable way of it. But it was always going to be that. Yeah, not necessarily Elvis. You see, a lot of people, they don't like the fact. They don't like the fact. I can't alienate. I will never alienate myself. I said, obviously, there's levels. As I told you, there's levels of Elvis fan. I said, I could see, like we said, you've got plenty of memorabilia. My mum was an Elvis fan. She just loved Elvis. She bought the CDs and the DLPs, yeah? There's all levels of everything. No matter what you do, there's no wrong. I mean, that's another thing I've noticed. Yeah, it's like, Molly, you're not a big fan because I play to the Presley altar 10 times a day. Well, you only do it 6, so I'm a bigger fan than you. Really? And that's, you see where I'm coming from, you know. And I think, well, this is, you know, and you will see a lot of that. You will see a lot of that.
I find sometimes with people, it's like, oh, if you don't know what Elvis was doing on this day in 1965, then
Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I mean. You know, again, we're not being judgmental. Yeah, there's no. We're not being. I just don't like it when, as I said to you, my thing is if you don't think it's any good or you don't, I'm just being generalised here. Yeah, I mean, you do sing it. Yeah, you knew. I was watching last night. You do a great job. However, there'll be someone out there thinks it's crap. Yeah, there'll always be one person who keep your opinion to yourself. Yeah, especially when it comes to social media. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Molly. Trust me. If someone wrote that, yeah, no news, all good. It doesn't matter whether it's good news or bad news. They're writing something, so it keeps the algorithms up. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to you, with this thing is, I believe a lot of these folks that go to these events, they're not proper Elvis fans. They're ETA fans. Yeah, so they get their favourite ETA and they start supporting them, and the Elvis gets forgotten about. Because when you look at, you know, if I'm going to be totally honest, probably in the world, obviously the best shows I've seen for Elvis is in the States. We've got a few good ones over here, but they've got theatre shows. They don't get involved with the events. Do you see where I'm coming from? They've got their own theatre show. They go around the country. They sell out their shows, but then they're appealing to the general public, Elvis fans. Yeah, you know what I mean. But they're again the next level. They're a next level up. But I said majority of the acts, they're nothing like Elvis whatsoever. But impersonate, there's only a few. As I said, the ones I've seen, I've been in the United States, in Vegas. That's what. Guess what? They're getting paid the big bucks. Anything in life, the better you are at something, more money you're going to get, more work you're going to get. No matter what you do.
It's definitely right.
You know, that's it. That's the harsh reality of it. You know, that's with anything in life. Better you are at something, more money you're going to earn, more recommendations you're going to get, more you'll be working. And with this, it's like anything. You have to work out and be contented. Don't get me wrong, always have bigger dreams, but you have to work out what level you are at and target that market. You know? And that's what I do. I target the market that I believe that what level I'm at. I'm not saying I can't go any higher. You know, I'm not saying that, but I just target the market that I'm at, and that's it. It's a job.
I do believe there are different tiers to the, like you said, the general public who just enjoy Elvis.
Yeah,
and
100%.
then there are people like myself who like to go to the big events and like mingle.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. No, there's nothing. No, don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong. I said, but I didn't come on it to. I'm just giving you observations. I'm not being judgmental. That's what I said. I hate it when you'll get someone, yeah, for whatever reason, they might have mental health issues. I've had mental health, but you know, they could be a real true Elvis Presley fan or any fan of anyone, and they just enjoy putting on a costume, singing on a bit of Facebook and recording it and putting it out there. The fella or the lady might be well out of tune. It might sound a load, but however, to them, it doesn't. Their minor power good, yeah. But then they get slated. If told you, go, Elvis would find that an insult. How do you know Elvis would find that an insult? He ain't alive. You don't know him. He might have thought it was the greatest thing he's ever seen. You can't speak on behalf of a person you don't even know, you've never met, that lives on the other side of the planet or lived on the other side of the planet, that's been dead over 40 years. You know, you don't know. That's illogical. So that really is a thing that I find the most deluded when they put, as I said, we've mentioned it before, Elvis would have thought this. Elvis would have, it's an insult to Elvis. Unless you know the person, how can you speak on their behalf? I mean, I've noticed as well, again, I sit back, yeah, because I said I've got no emotional attachment. It's a bit like I'll sit back in an arena and from afar and watch all the squabbling and fighting, yeah. Again, I don't know. I can't make a comment. You know, I've seen a lot of hatred towards. But again, same thing. They don't know the person. Yeah, Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of hatred, but again, you don't know the person, right? She's earning a fortune off of the back of Elvis. Well, ain't everyone, me included? Everyone is. Everyone involved is earning money off the back of Elvis, but Priscilla can't. Obviously, Priscilla, she was married to him, yeah, right? She's got a kid with him, so obviously she's going to earn a lot more, yeah, than the geezer who does Presley down the dog and duck. However, it's the same principle. Whether you earn £1 or £1 million off the back of Elvis Presley, how can you ever go at her when everyone's doing the same? Everyone's earning that because you got Elvis Presley, the man, and you've got Elvis Presley, the Elvis as the brand. The business, no different to Nike, Coca-Cola, Sainsbury's. It's a brand, yeah. And if there was no money to be made, there'd be no events, there'd be no competitions, there'd be nothing. Because if there's no money involved, no one's interested. That's reality. Elvis makes money.
Yep.
There's an interest. There's a spark when you see the name Elvis.
There's a big market for Elvis.
It's a big market. It's a brand, yeah. And the day people were worried about Elvis's legacy, the only way that would end if there was no money to be involved. Once the day there's no money involved and people lose interest, then obviously, but that's never going to happen. That won't happen. There's too much money involved. There's too much interest. People enjoy it. It's like a religion. That's how I see it. It's like a religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do think.
As I said, these are just my observations of what I've seen since I've been involved. Yeah. I told you before. There's a lot of things that I thought, wow, this is really cranky. You know what I mean? This is really, really mad. As I said, the biggest one was. I was told to be any good at this, you have to be a big Elvis fan.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to prove that I've proved that myth wrong here and now on your podcast. I'm probably, as I said to you, not the best. We're not talking about the best. Most popular, most successful. There's not many Elvis impersonators or tribute acts that have made it front page twice on a major UK national newspaper. I don't care who you are. If you can show me. But for doing the Elvis act, to make it twice on a front page of newspaper, pretty good achievement. I'm not saying I'm the best because we're not going up that low. Most popular, yeah. So I've just blown that myth out the window. You have to be a big fan to be any good at it. As I said, because I work and I get paid to do it every weekend. Sometimes once, twice, 3 times. Every weekend. Where a lot of the big Elvis fan tribute impersonators, the only time they get to put the Halloween costume on is that they go to an event. That's reality. People don't like truth, but that is the truth. However, as I said, I'm there for the public, always have been. I'm there to put a show on. Yeah, everyone. Elvis fans, non-Elvis, anyone who wants to be entertained, I'll put a show on. And I do it, I would say, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, again, I'll put it out there. Me as Dave Black, who's a bit of a laugh joke comedian, which makes the act good. But when it comes to the Elvis, I do it with I think I do it with more respect a lot of people that are actual fans. That's just my belief, you know. I do with a lot of respect. I never disrespect. Again, what you have to remember, he may be a god in that fantasy world, in that world, but to the general public, as I say, unfortunately, when people say you're doing it, they look at it as a bit of a joke. I know, because when I walk into places, jokes will come out. Oh, mate, yeah, be careful when you go in the toilet in case you die on the toilet, or did you bring some burgers with you? That is a general public's perception. It's a big joke. That's what I'm saying to you. It's only taken seriously in fantasy world. In the real world, they're a piss take. That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Have I said anything that makes sense?
Yeah, there's definitely levels of, like, I guess, tributes and...
Of course there is.
There's
Of course there
definitely
is.
levels of, like...
Yeah, but you've got to be happy where you are. You know? And don't be bitter. There's a lot of bitterness. I see a lot of people are very, very bitter. They want to commit suicide. They want to jump off the bridge. You know, this one's doing better than me. Well, maybe because you're crap. Or they are better. That's reality.
I think you've got to just focus on yourself rather than everybody else and just keep going and doing what you're doing.
You know, it comes back to it. Well, I can't work it out because I pray to the Presley 10 times a day. He don't pray at all, so I should be getting that work. Nah. Down to ability. I'm down to ability. And if the general public like it, and I've told you, and I said, we live in a world where it's money. Even when I work in social club or pubs, theatres, wherever, it's the till dictates whether you come back again. If they don't take no money, they're going to say, yeah, we had 3 people in it. It was absolute crap. I think you're brilliant, Elvis. We lost $1,000 on the night. We want you back next week. And that's reality. They only have you back, because they know of a certain, again, not just Elvis, a certain act. When that turns up, they've got a following. It's a good night, and they take plenty of money behind the bar. That's the reality of it all.
If you entertain, exactly.
Of course it is.
If you entertain, of course they're going to want you back. If you're good at what you do.
That's it. You know. But I told you, I'm very, very humble. I've got no ego. You know, I do not want to be Elvis, but I'm David Black. I just impersonate. Yeah? I mean, as I said to you, some people, it's their life dream to be an Elvis. No, it's not my life dream. It's my dream to go on the stage, whatever I do, to get paid. So, if there's something in my realm that I could do, if someone's willing me to pay, and I have got the ability to do it, of course I'll do it. 100%. 100%, because I'm an actor.
Yeah.
Always have been. I'm an actor. You know, it's not necessarily, one trick pony. If I could do something, I'll go on, I'll go back on the telly, go on the radio, I'll do anything. If it's in my realm and I believe I could pull that off and people are going to find it enjoyable and they're going to think it's good, yeah, definitely. So it's not just all about Elvis for me. Elvis opened the door.
So are you doing any more, like, TV appearances or...?
Well, I'm doing a thing with... I'm just waiting. I've got a thing with Channel 4. I can't really go into it because I signed a confidentiality form, but it's some sort of reality TV show. We've got to wait and see. I've done a bit of filming last week, so we've got to see how that progresses. The thing is, like anything, once you're on their casting list, they believe you could fit a role, they call you. You know, we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
Go keep knocking on the door, baby.
Sounds good. Sounds really good.
Yeah. Anything else you want to ask me?
You got any shows coming up?
Yes, big one, Saturday. Sold out. I'm doing it with a friend of mine. He's a comedian, magician, but he also sings. He does Rat Pack, but so it's like we'll call it the ultimate Elvis and magic show where it's a great show where he will do magic, comedy in the first half. I'll do Elvis in the second half, and he'll come out and do a bit of Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, a few of the other like Rat Pack things, and we'll come out together. Yeah, so it's a good entertaining show. So we're looking forward to that. That's on Saturday. That's sold out up here in Essex. Yeah, in October's a busy month. I think I've got 7 shows to do in October. November, I think we've got 5. In December, I think I've got about 9. So it's quite. There's always room for more. There's always room for it. I've still got dates available. If you want deep black Elvis Essex to come in as a team
Sounds good. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Sounds like you got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on. Very busy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what. So as I said to you, that's what. But it's like anything. It's taken a lot of determination, a lot of practice, a lot of effort, and no one's going to knock on your door and give you any. That's anything, right? No one's going to knock on your door. They knock on your door if you have money. They ain't going to knock on your door to give you money. That's what I
You've
see.
definitely got to go out and work
Oh,
and
100%.
do
I mean,
stuff.
as I said,
It
it's like
doesn't just
anything.
get.
It's like anything. It's like anything, Molly. Right? Once you get yourself established recommendations, I still go out there and I'll still look for. Well, I mean, that makes me laugh. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, that's what really makes me laugh. Is like you've probably seen yourself when these venues or these tribute act sites or whatever it is, they advertise. So they want an Elvis or a tribute act. Yeah, that's in London. I swear, I don't know. I swear, the majority of these people that do it, they're either prepared to work for nothing, or they don't understand the geography of the country. They've never actually got the country, the map out of the British Isles. Yeah, because if you're in Scotland and you want to come to London, yeah, unless they're paying £2,000, which I don't think so, because there's a little pub in the East End of London, yeah, right, that holds about 40 people. So I'm going to give you £2,000, right? Why would you be putting it? It's a bit like me. Unless they paid, let's say specifically wanted me, yeah, I'm not going to go all the way up to like the Isle of Skye in Scotland, yeah, to perform. I'll leave that to someone that's near here
Yeah.
because they ain't going to be able to afford it. But I can't work out when there's a job comes up. Every single, don't matter where it is in the country, some of them don't even know where it is. You're putting for it. So it's either they get off, but don't mind working for nothing. Yeah, they just get off on putting on the Halloween costume, or they don't know the geography and the map of the country. Makes me laugh again. I just have an observation. Don't know if you've observed that.
I try and pick things that are quite local to me.
Well, of course, of course. I mean, listen, I'll go anywhere. I'll go. If it's right, someone. I mean, I've got someone who wants me to do a wedding next year. They're paying me good money. It's the other side. It's in the West Country, like I don't know, Bristol way or something. But they particularly want me. They're prepared to pay what I want. It's viable for me to go, so I do it. You know, it's like anything. But I'm not going to put them for a job that is the other side of the country, and it's going to pay. They're going to pay no difference to what they do in Essex because the time I put petrol on my time, yeah, I'm going to do. I'm going to put on everything and come out with 30 quid. Not really for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
Again, not being
definitely.
judgmental. But as I said, if people want to get dressed up and do it for nothing, or you know they're happy to do it for £30. Good luck to you. I'm not being judgmental, but not for me. Not for me. Yeah. I think this is the shameful thing about it. It's sad. I wouldn't say shameful. It's the sad thing about it. And I've seen it on social media that people seem to have to prove, like I said to you, you know, people seem to prove, like they've got to prove how loyal they are to the altar. You know, that's what reminds me of religion. You know, well, I pray more than you, so I'm more closer to God than you are, and that's what it seems like. You know,
I find
which
it
is the sad part.
crazy
Does
when.
that sort of make sense to you? How I sort of correlated it with a bit of a religion type thing because you know you're judged on, as you said. Someone might ask you, well, what did Elvis do? What did Elvis have for his dinner? Yeah, on Tuesday, May 1956. Yeah, what did his mum make him for dinner? If you don't know, you're not a proper fan. Yeah, you see where I'm coming from. Yeah, and it's like, as I said, it's no different to like people that, again, not being judgmental, study the Bible. You know, because someone knows the Bible and they know every word from it. Does it make them more religious or more closer to their God than you? Not really, no. You've just got a bit more knowledge. Doesn't make you a better person, does it?
Exactly.
And that's it, you know. And I think that is what it is, you know. And I know, I did notice. This would interest you because I did notice. Was everyone was doing the same thing during COVID? Yeah. when we was unfortunately all at home. I was really ill, but the only relief for me, the only relief for me was to pick up the microphone and sing. So in that way, I've got Elvis to thank for that, yeah, because his music, me picking it up, did help with my mental, all I was on tablets, did help to sort my head out for that hour or so I was singing. But I did observe, this is where people get a bit carried away. Not carried away, but they get it wrong. Yeah, what you have to remember is, when you're doing these Elvis Facebook things, you've got a lot of true hardcore Elvis. So they will get off. They will want to hear. He sung this song once in 1968 in his garden shed with his dad. Yeah, it's like they want to hear it. However, you can't sing that song in the pub because no one's heard of it. Because in a pub, when I studied, you get a handful of true Elvis fans. The rest of them just want to have a drink and a good time. So they want to hear all the big hits, all the ones they want to get up and dance, put their hands in the air, yeah, sing and dance with you. So when you put a show together, you do throw your few curveballs in, but the majority of the songs are the ones that people want to hear. Yeah. However, say if you go to an Elvis event where it's proper hardcore, yeah, they will appreciate the weird and wonderful. That's the difference. Yeah. You know?
If you go play a pub and you're not playing stuff like All Shook Up and
that's it, yeah. That's it, cool. That's what they want to hear. That's what they want to hear. Sweet Caroline, Wonder You, yeah, Blue Suede Shoes, yeah, that's what they want to hear. That's what I said. My act really appeals more to the general public. I could sing the weird and wonderful. I do throw a few in, but all I know is from a business perspective, for me to do it and make money out of it, I'm never ever going to make any money out of fantasy world. Only in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah? That is reality. So I'm realistic. Don't get me wrong, I still get hardcore Elvis fans who come and watch me, yeah, who love it and think it's good. But as far as the big promoters or whatever go, my act's not for them. Because they've got to make money out of it.
Yeah.
It's all about making money. Yeah, it's no problem. And that is why I say to people, if you really, really, really want to make a go of this, you've got to do it on your own. Because if you don't, the only way you're ever going to put that Halloween costume on the syrup is by going to events. Because you won't be singing otherwise, unless you do it on your own. So work out where you're going with it and what you want to do. Again, not being judgmental. If that's all you want to do, that's your thing, no problem.
I think the events are good as kind of like a showcase, but then you've got to put the work behind it of getting your own shows behind the events as well. It's not, you can't just be like...
Some people can't, yeah, but when you get Molly, some people haven't got the ability to do that. Because it's crap. Being honest, let's be honest, there's no point. Look, how many times have you been down the boozer, you'll see he or she'll get up and she'll think, she's good, she can sing 2 songs, or he can sing, fantastic. Singing 2 songs, brilliant, yeah? But can you put a show on and keep people entertained for 2 hours? That's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
That's a different ballgame, yeah? You've got to be able to, but you know that, you do it. It's no good you being out to sing like, well, by the way, the Carpenters are very good. I'll do like that. Yeah. So you can just sing a couple of songs which are fantastic, yeah, but the rest is crap, right? But it all comes down to your personality as well. People forget that. Yeah, I've said that. Some people, you find interesting to watch, regardless, and some people you're done. And the thing is, I've been on stage. I will not get asked back if it was crap and the pubs or the social clubs or the theatre, wherever I'm working, are not taking any money. They're not a charity. They're not like, they're not benevolent fund of Dave Black. Oh yeah, we love him doing Elvis. We don't care how bad it is or good it is. We don't care if we lose money. We want him back because we love Dave. No, they take money. Because I keep people in there spending. That's it.
Yep.
That is it. Yep. That is the art of it. Can you keep people in there, whatever you're doing? Whether it's Elvis, Madonna, Tom Jones, Dolly Parton, singing in your own style, juggling oranges. Can you keep people in there spending their money? That's what it boils down to. Because if you can't, tell her, don't call us, we'll call you. If you can, how many more? They can't wait to get their diary out and book you up for another. Because the till dictates.
Yeah.
And this is what people, and I said to you, this is what people don't realise. And I think it's funny. That is the reality of it. The till dictates how good you are.
Yep.
Yeah?
It does.
Not what Mary and Scunthorpe thinks or what Karen on Facebook thinks. It don't matter. The till dictates how good you are.
It does. If you're not bringing them any money and everybody leaves, they're not going to have you.
No, that's it. If you're doing it for that reason. Yeah, if you're doing it for that reason. If you're not, go to events where it costs you money, but if you don't mind that, again, not being judgmental, if you don't mind doing that, yeah, it costs you money, and you want to get on stage, and it don't really matter whether you're good, bad, or indifferent, because they'll clap you anyway. You're singing 2 songs, yeah, you'll talk to everyone, you'll have a few pictures taken, put them on social media. I'm really important, in fantasy world, but in the real world, not really. Yeah, you'll come home, that's it. Be depressed again until the next event. Do you think I'm correct? That's just an observation of how I see it.
That's a funny.
A bit harsh, isn't it? But
it's truthful.
Being truthful is I can only see it. I can only talk how I see it. Again, there's no right and wrong. Yeah, I'm not saying. This is what I'm saying. There's no right and wrong in how people go about their things. Yeah, because if everyone was the same, it'd be a boring world. I'm just saying how I perceive it. Yeah. Doesn't mean say people have got to agree with me or disagree. It's just how I see things. And I'm not being judgmental because I think I said to you before. I think it's absolutely disgusting when someone says, this person shouldn't be able to perform or sing for whatever reason. Why? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Yeah. Don't put a gun to your head. Yeah.
So many people act like that.
So many people are like, it's toxic. But as I said to you, as I said, it is a toxic. See, what you have to remember, there is people out there. I said to you, I noticed, especially when I was doing a lot of social media during COVID. Yeah, obviously it's going around a lot. Especially in the deep south. A lot of people, as I said, when they see Elvis as their god. Yeah. There is people who don't like Elvis impersonators or tribute acts whatsoever. Don't care. They look at it, you're dressing up and taking the piss out of their god.
Yep.
Yeah? You know what I mean? They look at it like you're insulting their god.
They see it as Elvis is the man. How dare you try and
that's it. That's what I'm saying. I told you. I'm looking at it from just a light entertainment perspective. They're looking at it more from a religious cult perspective, and that's not just anyone who dresses up as Elvis. Even the tops, they find it insulting because you're imitating their god. But I told you, it takes many people all different to make the world up.